Hello and welcome. Red here, hope you're doing great. You know how I love using new technologies to do my leather work. I've been using 3D printers and laser engraver in the past and I've been really happy with the result. This week, Ofero sent me their new laser engraver, the Ofero Laser 2, so I can test it and see what it can do. So today we're gonna open this box, assemble the machine and do some tests. Let's get started. As always with Arthur Ofero, the machine is very well protected by foam inside the box. In the package you will find a user manual, 3 certificates, a pair of safety goggles, bolts, screws and accessories, the laser head, the power plug and USB cables, and 5 parts to build the machine. All the small or sensitive parts are protected inside a plastic bag to keep them from dust and moisture. Before assembling the machine, I like to spread all the parts on my workbench just to see clearly what I'm working with, but that's just me. The user manual gives you all the links and QR codes to access all the specification about the machine and video tutorials to assemble it and use it. I'll put all the links in the description of this video. Assembling the machine is pretty easy. Just be sure you have enough space on your workbench to do it because the machine is pretty big. I started by positioning the front and the sides, using the long screws and the Allen wrench to assemble them. Then I used the small screws to reinforce the machine on each corner, making sure the ground wire was connected to the machine. I put the X-axis upper part and bolted it to the machine with some washers and cap nuts, again making sure the ground wire was connected to the frame. Then I attached the black wire with 2 zip ties. Connected the laser wire and attached it with more zip ties. After doing the same thing on the other side, I connected the cables to the X-axis left motor and to the Y-axis motor. The machine is almost ready. Now let's install the laser head. It's an Ofero LU2-4-SF. The head has a dovetail on the back and is really easy to put on the machine. You can just adjust the height to focus the laser with a screw on the side. I can now connect the head to the white wire and attach the ground wire with the corner screw. The laser head has a maximum power of 5500 milliwatts and a magnetic guard, which I think is pretty cool. Now I can check that the machine is nice and square and everything seems perfect. Let's talk a little bit about the machine. On the front panel you have a 24 volts power plug, an USB port, an offline controller port, and a power and a reset button. The Ofero Laser 2 is a square, 58 cm wide and 15 cm tall. It has a ruler engraved on both sides. Everything moves smoothly and quietly, and the engraving area is 39 cm by 39 cm. All I need to do now is to connect the machine to my computer with the USB cable and to plug it with the 24 volts power adapter. The machine is fully assembled now and it only took me 15 minutes. It's super easy, pretty quick, and the video tutorials help a lot. Let's do some tests now. The first test I want to do is of course to engrave some leather. I'm using a small piece of plywood as a sacrificial board so I don't accidentally burn my workbench. And I can set the head to the right height for a perfect laser focus. Now let's open Laser RGBL. You can download it and use it for free, and that's pretty easy to use. I'm choosing COM6 to connect the engraver to my computer. Then I can load the picture I want to engrave. I'm engraving leather, so I'm choosing 15 lines by millimeter for a speed of 3000 mm by minute, M4 dynamic power, and a maximum power of 25%. Now I can hit run and watch the magic happen. Ofero gives you all the settings for the machine depending on the materials you want to engrave or cut. I highly recommend to check the Excel sheet listed on Ofero website to choose the right settings for your material and project. I've used laser engraver before, and every time I had to do a lot of tests to get the right settings. But here, the engraving was perfect on the first try and I was pretty impressed. Let's try bigger. When you're using a laser engraver or a laser cutter, you're burning material, so be sure to wear safety goggles and all the PPE necessary, and also to use it in a very well ventilated room. I chose another design with a lot of fine details, and again, I was pretty impressed with the result. I wanted to try engraving plywood, and it went pretty well too. But for me, the most important test was to engrave metal. With a big CO2 laser engraver, it can be pretty tricky and sometimes dangerous for you or for the machine. But with this one, engraving steel was not only easy, but also quick for a super clean result. Last thing I wanted to try is to cut some plywood. And in a few minutes, I had a nice piece with perfect edges. If you're looking for a cheap laser engraver / laser cutter with a big working area, I think the Ofero Laser 2 is a great machine for you. I remember not too long ago that kind of technology was reserved to big companies and industries. Now, for a very good price, we can have that kind of technology at home. And the quality of the engraving and the cut is just impressive. I really like the Ofero Laser 1, but the engraving area is 18 by 18 centimeters, which is fine when you are working on small pieces. But it was a little bit too small for my need. With the Ofero Laser 2, I now have a working area of 40 centimeters by 40 centimeters, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna see me use this machine quite a lot in the future. That's it for today. Thank you to Auto Ofero for sponsoring this video and sending me this beautiful machine. I hope you learned a few things and that you liked the video. If you did, you know what to do. Be good, be safe, keep making, and see you in the next one.